Hi everyone. This week's listening exercise on our theme of family is a reading that I'm going to do from a book called Third Culture Kids, and it's a book by two academics which examines life for children whose parents come from two different cultures. So listen to the reading, and then there are some questions to answer on my website at www.theieltsguy.com. Okay, so here we go. A world of changing cultures. Through the years, many third culture kids have told us they wonder what is wrong with them because they never seem to get it. No matter what situation they are in, they often make what look like a dumb remark or mistake. Others wonder at their apparent stupidity, excuse me, while they are left with the shame that somehow they can never quite fit in socially as others do. Perhaps ironically, the struggle many third culture kids face in trying to find a sense of cultural balance and identity is not because they learn culture differently from the way others do. In fact, the real challenge comes because they learn culture as everyone else does, by catching it from their environment rather than by reading a book or getting a master's degree in cultural anthropology. What third culture kids and those who know them seem to forget is that their life experiences have been different from someone who grows up in a basically stable, traditional, monocultural community. As third culture kids move with their parents from place to place, the cultural values and practices of the communities they live in often change radically. What was acceptable behaviour and thinking in one place is now seen as crude or ridiculous in the next. Which culture are they supposed to catch? Do they belong to all of them, none of them, or some to each of them? Where in the world, literally, do they fit? Another factor for third culture kids in finding cultural balance is that cultural norms are as unconsciously taught as they are caught. Parents, community, school, and peers are all part of the cultural teaching process, whether the members of those groups think about it or not. When everyone in a community holds the same basic values and customs, each group unthinkingly reinforces the next group's instructions. For third culture kids, however, not only do the overall cultural rules often change overnight, but equally often the individual members of these four basic groups in any given place may hold markedly different world and life views from one another. Let's take a look at how the normal process of learning cultural balance may be complicated by each of these groups in a third culture kid's life. Parents. Parents communicate both above water and below water cultural norms in various ways. They do it by example, dressing differently for a business meeting rather than for a tennis match, or speaking respectfully of others. They do it by correction. Don't chew with your mouth open. If you don't stop hitting your brother, you'll have to take a time out. Or they do it by praise. What a good boy you are to share your toys with your sister. Wherever third culture kids are being raised, their family's cultural practices and values are usually rooted in the parents' home culture or cultures, and may be markedly different from the practices of the surrounding culture. This includes something as simple as the style of clothing. Girls from the Middle East may continue wearing a head covering no matter which country they live in. Dutch children wear Western clothes in the forests of Brazil. Of course, it's far more than that as well. Telling the truth at all costs may be a prime value at home, while shading the truth in order to avoid shaming another person is the paramount value in the host culture. Increasing numbers of third culture kids are also being born to parents who are in an intercultural marriage or relationship. In 1960, 1/4 of American children living overseas had parents from two cultures. In 1995, it was found that 42% of survey respondents had grown up in bicultural families. One young man, for example, was born in the Philippines to a German father married to a Cambodian mother, and they speak French as their common family language. That's a lot of cultures for a young child to learn, and it complicates this most elemental step of learning cultural rules and practices from your parents. Okay, so that's the reading for this week. Any questions, please don't hesitate to post them on my website or the Facebook page, and good luck.